Howdy, folks. Today we're looking at Sabrina the Teenage Witch #1 in Facsimile from 1971 in Archie Comics. Sabrina was created in 1962 by George Gladir and the great DeCarlo, but it wasn't until 1971 that the character would graduate to her own solo series, the year after she also matriculated to her first animated series. By any measure, Sabrina was a deep cut for the time, appearing only as a backup character for the first 8 years of her existence. It was TV that catapulted the character to stardom, a chain of events that began with the Filmation studio trying and failing to secure the rights to Bewitched, before realizing that, owing to their pre-existing development deal with Archie, they already had the rights to another witch who could probably do just as well on Saturday mornings. The publisher themselves were reportedly surprised by Filmation's interest in the character, but they weren't about to say no. For their sins, Filmation was absolutely correct in the matter, as Sabrina became a staple of Saturday morning programming across the decade. And indeed, Sabrina has remained a popular franchise for both animation and live action ever since. Considering she was never conceived as a headliner in the first place, that's a pretty good track record. You can do a lot worse than starting from a Dan DeCarlo design. You can't beat that platinum bob for an identifiable silhouette, though Hollywood has certainly tried. Today's specimen is indeed the first comic with Sabrina's name on the masthead, released on the heels of her Saturday morning debut. You can tell this was something of a zenith for Archie, because the cover features our girl watching Archie Andrews sing a song on TV. Archie's fictional namesake band were still having real hits on the pop charts at the time, so you can't say they weren't enjoying genuine synergy across multiple platforms, to use the degraded slang of the present. Accordingly, the series begins with a bit of a crossover, with Sabrina in Riverdale talking to Ethel on the subject of men being no account good-for-nothings. Certainly no stretch for an Archie comic, even as Sabrina's solution, that is, using her magic powers to control people's minds and erase their memories, leaves something to be desired. A lot of Sabrina's adventures hit on similar notes, with her or her immediate family using their magic powers to mess with us poor humans, only for everything to be put right by the end. No surprise that eventually they started putting her in horror stories. Of course, the strangest aspect of the Sabrina mythos from a distance might just be the fact that all of these adventures are happening literally one town over from Riverdale. Not only does magic exist in Archie's universe, but witches have been a secret part of human history for as long as humans have been around. Of course, this is the same line that built a time travel franchise around Jughead, so perhaps verisimilitude was never the lodestar.